So if you go to the National Restaurant Association, big show, the members are attendees. There's affiliates that want to sell that. So it's a different dynamic.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I did notice it seemed like there were some affiliates selling kind of like scattered throughout the floor.
Yeah.
Is that?
We traditionally don't let them in,
Okay.
but we're going through that process too because some of them have been grandfathered in. So you're not going to see a lot of equipment companies. You're not going to see a lot of label companies. You might see one or two things here and there.
Yeah, there were a couple like bags and like insulated shipping containers and stuff
that's
like
all
that.
grandfathered stuff.
Okay, interesting.
That's not anything we've gone through yet to start cleaning out. And we're going to have to because we're working with two big facilities, Moscone in San Francisco and Javits here in New York, and we sell them out. There's no more show space, So we are at a place. It's a good problem to have that we've got capacity in the show floor where there needs to be booths. But in other, you can't do other things. So as we try to put level up in an area that created some awareness for buyers, you can do it up there because we would never put show booths up there. It wouldn't work. So Javits is a perfect example of using that space as education, innovation. It's the beginnings, and we got huge scores.
Yeah, I'm
up there
to see that. Yeah.
Now it was empty, and but it was intended to be unique to the buyers, and it was more about what happened after the show than what happened while you were in the show. So it's all about the perception that you missed something big, something happened. The press was great. People are inquiring about it, and the early proof of concept information is, hey, you're onto something here. We should take this thing to the next level. Now, how we communicate it, how we market it, we still got to do.
Yeah.
But it did throw everybody for a loop.
Yeah.
It took all these benefits, kind of wrapped them into a place, which was part of the nurture. Connect was on the floor. It was also part of the champion because the press picked it up and said, hey, these trends are incredible. So the trend side of what we did has been still playing out in the press, and that's what we want to be able to do.
Yeah.
Long tail on the post-show promotional activity and awareness, which makes us an expert, which helps us advance the mission of the organization.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I really enjoyed it. We enjoyed Front Burner, Back Burner?
Front Burner is another one. It was a little kooky, tacky.
Yeah.
It's like the second time around. It needs a little more juice. But that's another one of these bring forward the food service environment, because one of the other challenges we have in this community, because of our many years of being in the retail, people just see us as retail. But the truth is, we're getting buyers from Bed Bath & Beyond. We're getting all these mass merchants. We're getting convenience store people. We're getting club store people. We had a whole contingent from Chick-fil-A come through, food service people. So we are, and our new mission is, we're agnostic to the buyers. So it's not just about retail stores anymore or little gourmet grocery stores. We have people from Kroger there. We have people from Safeway there. We want all buyers that want to sell food to come to our community and be part of this really innovative, movement. And that's part of trying to create this cool, hip, happening, innovative movement. Aspirationally. So.
I'd love to go back to what you were talking about in the beginning about what makes specialty food. One of the questions I've had a lot of fun asking your staff is, can a big brand make a specialty food brand? And is there a point where a small brand no longer is specialty food? So say a Justin's getting acquired.
Yeah.
Is there a point where they get the boot?
We love for them to stay. We don't give anybody the boot. But
could they do something that would make them no longer?
Yeah, they could. I mean, Chobani is a great example. Chobani started here. They came to the store, they came to the show, they did their little dog and pony show, they got some buyers, next thing. So it's a big brand, it's created a big, huge category. Now, if it becomes a mass market environment and that category blows out, there's success on one hand for a specialty food becoming so large, but then on the other hand, if they change the way they go to market, if one of those four things changes, then yeah, they stop being a specialty food. You can make an argument that says they're mass producing yogurt. They are mass producing yogurt, but they've kept the integrity of the production that they've started with intact. So, we've got people like Hershey that have secondary brands that want to come here with their secondary brands. We had people from Campbell's who have secondary brands, small brands that they acquired that want to come and be part of the show. My roots at McCormick, when Stubbs was bought as a barbecue sauce. The McCormick people walk the show. They have a list of acquisition targets. They bought Stubbs. They run Stubbs the way Stubbs was established. Now they're going to make them a national brand, but they're still a specialty food. So there's room for them to stay. It's kind of up to them on what they need from us. And we want them to stay. As a matter of fact, we want more of them to be present because that community then influences what happens with food legislation. It influences other sides of our mission to the industry. So we welcome them on. Budweiser was another one that a couple of years ago they wanted to come to the show because guess what? They were talking about this kooky idea with craft brews. 10 years later, craft brews are kicking everybody's butt, but when we said, sure, come, but no Budweiser, they were like, no. And we're like, no. Thanks, but no thanks. So Budweiser couldn't come to the show. But if they would have brought any one of their craft brands, we would have welcomed them into the community. So there is a place.
That actually brings up a good question. I noticed there were a few things in the sort of like spirits beer category, but it seems like craft is so prominent in that area right now. Is the specialty food exclude things like spirits and beer purposely? Is it just okay? So you would be interested to have a whole slew of craft beers and craft gins.
If we had the space, as we attract new community, new companies. Yeah, we would focus in on those categories. Now there's an admissions process that anybody can come through. You get on the site, it gives you some information. Beverage is a part of it. And there's room down the road, not only just for traditional beverage, but spirits, aperitifs. There's a whole combination of that. There's opportunities. We think about all the cheese we have. Imagine if we had that much chocolate, There's just as much chocolate around the world.
I think Elise tried to eat every piece of chocolate she saw. She was with me for 3 full days, and she was like so sick and still sticking more chocolate in her mouth.
There's chocolate and confections. Oh my God, big. Very great stuff. Desserts, ice creams, gelatos, bakery goods, huge categories internationally. Some of the most incredible stuff you would want to see, and they want to bring it in. We just don't have. So we're looking. That's why repositioning ourselves, leveraging. We'll never leave Javits. We're in Javits through 2025, and we're going to sign up some more. That's our home. It's been our home for more than 30, 40 years. But as New York City grows, that footprint over there grows. We will too. So it's just a matter of time. The expansion comes along in 2020, so we'll be ready for that. There's an expansion at Moscone that's going on now. This will be the last year of renovation over there, but we will be able to get into that new space in 19.
Okay.
So, and there's some things you can do over there with extended space in the hotels because of the environment that you're in. Just the location of all those other properties. And we have some exciting plans for New York as Hudson Yard plays out. There's some great resources over there that we're talking to people about that could change the scope and dynamic of how we extend the show. So that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Because we're looking to do the entertainment side, the cultural fair, and food and community. that's really important to us.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.